Basement of La Penta, it's WICR. Now, back to where the action is. WICR.
And we are here with you today on this lovely Thursday. I'm Angel Pierre with my
Here we go again.
The crew.
Did we literally just go
We
over this?
just went over
Like
this.
25 seconds ago.
I'm really trying to correct myself. The crew, not my
The
crew.
crew.
The crew.
All right.
Okay.
I ain't even gonna say my name because I'm not your crew.
Ah, childish.
Wow. Okay.
Brandon.
Brandon Torres.
Big Daddy Sosa.
And Z.
All right. Oh, actually, I got a nickname today thanks to Demergis, my buddy. I'm A-Bomb.
A-Bomb.
We
A-Bomb.
called her A-Rob as well.
Play with me. Go ahead, play.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm A-Bomb.
Okay.
A-Bomb.
A-Bomb is
I'm
my
not sure how I
name.
feel about that.
Yeah.
Simply because,
It's not clicking.
It might have to grow on me.
Yeah.
A-Bomb.
It's all right.
Atomic bomb. A-Bomb.
Oh.
It's still lame.
Nah.
Wow. Okay, well, if any of you have been watching the news, we, as a nation, as a race, I don't know, I tried to be dramatic. If you've been watching the news, anyone knows about what's going on in Baltimore, and the riots that happened last week. Was it this week? Last week?
This week.
This week.
A couple days ago.
Yeah. I lose track of how many days go by and stuff like that.
I mean, maybe, you know.
It could have started like
Yeah.
last
I think it was Monday.
No, it might have been this week. It was this week, like
okay.
Monday or Tuesday, something like
Yeah.
that.
What
Opinions
exactly
on it.
happened though? Like,
Okay, so
I don't know how it started.
well,
That's-
honestly, I was reading because when stuff like this happens, and me and Angel have a debate all the time about who's right, who's wrong, type stuff. So I look it up, right? So I was reading this thing where a guy was like, it was a peaceful
Protest.
protest at first until the white people start coming out and start calling them the N-words, and then start calling the white protesters N-word lovers, and then they started like he got hit, well, guy got hit or stuff like that. This is what he's saying. He's like he got hit, and then that's when it got chaotic, when people started instigating it and stuff like that. I mean, they said they walked through the worst hoods of Baltimore and it was peaceful. No police were out. But when they got downtown, I guess downtown, I don't know Baltimore City, but I'm pretty sure downtown is where all the big stuff and nice stuff is. That's where like police was all over every corner and stuff like that. And then I guess things got chaotic from there. But,
Where did you hear this from? Like, where would you read this from?
if I told you, you'd be like, it's not a legit source. So
What? World Star?
no, Twitter.
No, I
But it was a screenshot of a Facebook post from the man. See, you see?
No,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Long story short, Freddie Gray was in police custody. I believe it was in a van, I think they ended up saying. But, and he had like a broken spine and neck and something like that. And he was in a coma when he ends up dying. Like, it was like a series of days. And then that's when the protest kind of began because, you know, like, really, like, he had a broken spine under police custody, like,
And
what's going
and a
on?
broken neck. Not just a broken spine, or not just a broken neck, a broken spine and neck. You
So
know how much worse
something's really going on there. And then there were protests going on before the funeral. The day of the funeral, Freddie Gray's family publicly asked the public not to protest, just out of respect for his death, and just kind of like let that day be the day of his funeral. Apparently, like, protests ends up happening anyway. But I think what it was, I mean, again, like, I don't know. You're saying you read that off a description of Twitter, of, like, a man that was there.
Yeah.
But from, like, the news, from CNN, it was kind of like school let out. And Baltimore kids, you know, I don't know if any of you guys took, like, yellow bus service. Baltimore kids don't have yellow bus service, so they take public transportation, like New Yorkers do, a lot of them. And public transportation was shut down. So these kids were like just roaming the streets, and a lot of when the riot started is when the kids got out of school. So
That's when I heard it.
yeah, so they're saying kind of like it may have been the kids that really started like the mass destruction, kind of just coming out of class and stuff. But then it started just going haywire, where people were setting cars on fire, police officers were attacked, bricks and stones were thrown at them. So there's a lot of like confusion,
A lot of unknown stuff.
Yeah.
I personally don't think if somebody's gonna protest, you see what I'm saying? If it starts off as a peaceful protest, I don't think people turn violent for no reason. You see what I'm saying? You would have like
Yeah.
people just don't nobody will throw a brick at you for no reason. You have to say something, you have to do something, spray something. And then I think it you know how the family said for it to be one day with no protest of his funeral. Well, what I read, quote unquote, right, was saying how it wasn't just about his death, it was about all the other deaths that were going on. You see what I'm saying? So for the out of respect, then maybe they should have not protested.
Yeah.
But just to, you know what I'm saying, to, I guess like put some light on the fact that they were protesting even though they were asked not to protest. It was more than just about him, I guess.
Go ahead, Brandon.
The thing is, I don't understand why they think it's a good thing to destroy the city.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
Maybe I don't know. I just don't see how destroying stores, stealing from stores, solves that.
Is
problem.
helping the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. But I mean, there's no right answer for this. I'm not trying to defend the people who are being angry.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are a lot of people looking so negatively
Negatively
on the situation that you have to realize how pissed off these people are. You see
But,
what I'm saying?
okay.
Like I know it's not okay to go burn down your whole city. Like that's
Yeah.
your city. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't want it to look like garbage. But then Martin Luther King said, oh, here's a legit source, right? Martin Luther King said that a riot is the language of the unheard. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, but
Yeah,
that's
I've
not.
seen
You're not. Okay, you're using that text, poorly.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it is a language of the unheard, but that's not. It's not the way to go. You know what I'm saying? He advocated for peaceful.
Nobody can talk today.
Man.
He advocated for peaceful protests. You know, he never believed in riots. That wasn't his thing. You know,
Yeah.
marching through streets. That's more of a protest. Sitting is protest. I completely condone. Condone, right? That's the word. Right word. Okay, I condone. Condone.
Condone,
Is that
yeah.
negative or positive?
that's positive.
Okay, I completely condone
3.9?
protesting for what you believe in. I do not condone like setting buildings. That building that they set on fire. You know how much money went into building? That was a nursing home.
Oh wow.
It was going to be a potential nursing home.
And that, I think, completely shadows or trumps the word.
Trump.
Yeah, I can't talk it. Oh my God, trumps what they're protesting for. Because
yeah.
It makes them look ignorant.
yeah,
no
people
point.
everywhere. Oh, what's going on in Baltimore? They're not gonna say they're protesting for this guy's life. They're gonna say they're destroying the city.
Yeah, they're just gonna see the negative, and that's all I've been seeing. Like I haven't seen anything that's positive about this.
Well,
thing
when you
yet.
watch the news, nothing is positive. Like I was
That's
telling
true.
Angel this the other day, I was like, the news never puts anything positive on the air anyway.
Because
it
what's
has
more?
to be
What
drama.
would you want to hear?
I don't
You
want
know?
to hear, honest to God, if you were to ask me, I don't want to hear negative all the time. I want to
Yeah.
hear about somebody doing something good. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not. Okay.
So you don't think it's your right to be informed that people in Baltimore are setting buildings
Yeah.
on
I mean,
fire?
I think. So. I mean, it.
So
it
that ends
is.
up being the news.
What I'm saying, but what else? What else? What else? When you hear the news, do you ever hear anything positive, Angel?
They probably have like one or two stories that are actually
Sometimes.
positive. I believe you. I
mean,
agree with
okay,
you.
but I'm saying like, okay, so Malcolm X, right?
Okay.
I'm a fan of Malcolm X. I'm a fan of Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah.
Malcolm X was saying, if you're gonna do peaceful, then you do peaceful with peaceful people, right? You get violent with the violent people. The police department, some of them, not gonna speak for all of them, obviously are violent. Like if you look up the numbers of how many deaths by cops this year, and it's April, it's about over 200 deaths of black people. Not even. Some of them might be white, but most of them are black. You see what I'm saying? And it looks bad, you know. And I'm not a racist. I don't care about none of that. If it was the other way around, it still would be bad regardless of who was doing it, you know. And it's the fact that they're getting let off and not even charged with the situations that they are put in, and it makes people, families angry, or other people's, because it could have been somebody else's child, or it could have been you, it could have been me, stuff like that. Now that doesn't give them the right to burn the city down. It makes them look very ignorant.
Yeah.
It makes them look very ignorant, but then again, they're unheard. Nothing is being done. Barack Obama is making people go to jail for what they're doing, which is the best thing to do, but it's also like, maybe let's do something about this situation.
And
Well, go ahead.
And I think it's because time and time again that they keep getting let off with no anything happening to them.
Nothing.
We were having a discussion. Were you awake for this? We were with a couple of our friends and a parent, and she was saying, I'm not sure if it's true or not, that a couple of police departments are writing up laws
Yeah.
that people who record such activity where like the police officers are being abusive towards another person can be charged with like by like as if it's a crime.
Yeah, it's a crime. The dude who got the recording of it's already happening already. A guy went to jail because he recorded
Eric Garner, right?
I'm not. Yeah, okay. I'm
Was
guessing.
it Eric Garner?
Yeah.
I think the guy that got shot. I forgot his name. The one was it Freddie Gray? The one that got shot in the back?
No, Freddie Gray's the one.
No, that was
the broken neck.
50-something-year-old
he's
guy.
50.
Yeah. Another guy that got shot in the back. We talked about it on the show before. The guy who recorded him, I think he got in trouble for it too.
Like you go to jail.
That
like
makes no sense.
It makes no sense to me because it's like, if in all honesty, I think I don't know who I had this conversation with, but it was a conversation of, do you think police officers should wear cameras at all times? I say yes, but the thing about it is that police officers probably would have the right to turn the camera on and off.
Yep.
You know, stuff like that. Like, to me, like they talk about like black on black crime, right? Black on black crime is terrible. White on white crime is terrible, but it's just a simple fact that if I kill my homie, I'm going to jail, right? If a white person kills my homie, he's not going to jail. I know it sounds bad, but it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not condoning anything that's going on with Baltimore City or any other city who burning buildings down.
Yeah.
But if you pissed off, look at everything that's going on. What's going to happen? It's going to be the same thing until something happens, but nothing is happening. The same thing is the same thing.
And it seems like it keeps getting closer and closer, like, to here. Like, just imagine if that happens in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But
you don't
for
feel
some
safe
reason, I feel like
anymore.
New York, that won't happen.
Yeah, then it,
Because
yeah.
I don't know. I go around the city and I'm not, like, I guess.
Nervous.
I'm not scared.
not-
I mean,
of
New York
anything.
City
Yeah.
is like known as a melting pot, so like we do have a lot more like
Yeah, I guess
nationalities and like so we're used to that
Yeah, we're
diversity.
used to it.
But I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't, like you guys said, I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen in New York. I think I would be actually kind of petrified if it did happen in New York because when you hear about it happening in another state, it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's all
happening,
the way
but like
over
it's over there. But once it really hits you, that's when it's like,
That's kind of the situation of, I know it's a serious topic, but like 9/11, how I'm from Memphis, right?
Yeah.
And 9/11 hits home for y'all, but it doesn't hit home for me. You see what I'm saying? Like when 9/11 happened, it came on the news. We were looking in schools, right? But it was like, oh man, that's happening all the way in New York. I never seen myself in there. You know what I'm saying? And I never wondered how the people here felt. But then when I got here and how sensitive when 9/11 came around, how sensitive people were, and I was like, why are y'all so sensitive? But then I had to think, that's down the street. You know what I'm saying? But just imagine, you know, if
Something like that happens.
something
in your
like that
backyard.
happens in your backyard, it's very, you know,
It's
traumatic
difficult.
to everyone. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
okay, question I have to pose.
all right.
Do you think that we are going to, or we are currently in like another kind of like civil rights movement?
We are.
I think so, yeah.
Gotta
Yeah,
be.
Because
are.
it keeps on happening.
It keeps happening. Like oh my god.
Every
You think it's gonna
single
get worse?
week, there's something
It's
It's gonna
new.
get
it's
worse
something
before
else.
it gets better.
It's not. I don't personally. I don't think it's gonna get better. I think the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. I think people are dying. Nothing is happening with the people dying. I feel like the the law, the Constitution was never made to protect us.
Okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I don't think that it was made for us, quote unquote. I'm gonna say us as in like black people,
Okay.
you know, or
Minority,
Spanish people.
yeah.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, you know,
Okay.
I don't think. I think that it was made to like look like it's with
For
everybody,
everyone.
but when you look at it, it's not. You know, because if I go and kill a white boy, I'm going to jail for life. Right?
True.
I mean,
And
It's
if,
kind of like how, go ahead.
and if people have money,
oh,
nothing's
yeah,
gonna happen.
oh, easy. They can plead insanity.
like Aaron Hernandez, he's
That's what I was gonna
Spanish.
say, that insanity versus like when the guy shot up the school, he was insane.
in Newtown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
White boy, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But like
They
if
play
a
insanity.
African American person was to do that,
If you even bring a gun in school,
you're just arrested.
What are
But
you
every
saying?
time they bring it, oh sorry, I'm not trying to be like stereotypical, but every time a white person bring a gun, like they're meant to. But if it's a black person, it's another story. Like
that's what crime too. They say it's gang crime if
Yeah.
you're black, it's insanity if you're white, something else when you're Hispanic. You know, I saw it. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like how I'm playing self defense. Anything happen, I'm playing self defense. It's easy because if the person dead, what they gonna do? How they gonna get their side of the story? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, don't tell us.
I mean,
how
that's
you
what George
gonna-
Zimmerman did. You know, I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah.
George Zimmerman got off. He played self-defense.
And there was plenty of evidence to say it wasn't.
What are you saying, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Because they said the kid was walking on with
Skittles.
Skittles.
Skittles and a tea, bro. It's talking on
Just
the phone
because he had
to
his
his
hood
girl.
on, that means he's
He's
thug
a
or
thug,
something?
exactly. Like what?
Speaking of that, that's the word that the mayor
The thug.
used.
She called him thugs.
She's African American. She was like the thugs that are destroying our city, and she repeatedly used the word. I think that was poor choice of words in my opinion, but who am I to say?
I bet she won't get elected next year.
The mayor is black.
Yeah, she's African American.
I bet when the next time for her to be mayor, I bet she won't get elected.
Mm-hmm.
Bet she won't, because them same thugs put her in there. Same thugs' parents put her in there.
Do you think, what would you call them, the people burning the stores down and stuff?
Angry, ignorant people.
And ignorant people?
I would call them
Angry.
no. I would call them radicals,
Yeah, radical.
in my opinion, because they have a belief,
Extremists, yeah.
but they're going extreme.
Extremists.
But with that, we are going to head on to our first break. So, DJ Fifi, what do you have for us today?
Champion. I feel like we all need to listen to this song by Kanye West.
Yes, I did.